Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of 5 Cities, the Garblag Games Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition role-playing show. I'm Pete the DM.
I'm Jim, I'm playing Cormac.
I'm John, I'm playing Safe.
I'm Roger, I'm playing Aurelian.
Sam, Lena.
Who? Cool. So, last time on 5 Cities, you were making the final journey to Hell, Leron's Pit, which is the large mine at the end of the Golem Road, which is going to be opened shortly. And there's been lots of work going on there to get it ready for the king to arrive in a few days' time. However, you've just come from High Star, which has been torn asunder by a giant black spire coming up through the earth and setting the whole place on fire, basically. Lots of nasty monsters came out, you guys fought them, and you then made your final leg to Leron's Pit.
On the train. Aeromancer
on the Aeromancer carriage.
Yeah.
Not a train.
with a rather small army of men.
Where there was an unfortunate accident, and we'll leave it at that. You can watch the last episode if you want to see what it was. However, some magical energy was unleashed, which has done certain things to some of the artifacts that you hold, that some of you have checked. But however, it had a bit of a negative impact on some of your soldiers. However, you've made your way now to Leron's Pit, and you had arrived at the town. It's really a small village outside of the mine, which services the mine. And you had made your way to Poot had gone to the barracks and was waiting there for the captain to arrive.
I went to the pub.
You went to the pub. It's more of a big canteen / tavern, which serves the miners. And the rest of you had gone, 2 of you to the temple of Abutar, and 1 of you to the temple of Usain. So you had split 5 party members 4 ways.
Great. To be fair, I did go and get a drink for myself, Poot, and Tarn, and meet them back at the barracks, I think, is what my plan was. I don't know if we quite
Yes.
got that far, but that was
You had gone and got an ale. Your soldiers had gone to the tavern, and you were on your way back, because Poot had had a bit of a chat with Tarn Brudbern.
I think
He
they
said
both
the captain is
deserved
coming. Yes, definitely.
it. It's been a long day.
Okay, so hang on, bear with me 1 second. So, Leron's Pit. Here, the greenery of the foothills of the Virgin Mountains has been torn asunder by a vast black and brown wound in the land. The hopes of King Leron Fallstar, Andreas Brudbern, and the whole city of Ondsmouth have been poured into the land in the form of a mine rich enough to compete with the power of Blackbridge. Or so they believe. Sounds of industry fill the air. The din of 1,000 hammers, pickaxes, and shovels echo through the space between the hills around the pit. Soot and smoke rise from 1,000 holes in the land. Equipment shacks and foreman watchtowers dot the landscape. The small village you stand in is but a small blemish on the side of this vast gash in the land. So you're kind of standing there on the edge of this massive hole in the earth. As I said, it's a massive strip mine, which in the middle has got sort of deeper delvings going on, which is where you'd spoken to some miners previously, I think back in season 1, who had come from the lower tiers of the mine, where more aggressive work was going on, and specifically Kulden miners were being used because of their underground affinity, as it were, which is dwarves, by the way. So, you have all gone about your separate ways. Lena, you come back to the barracks, and Tarn and Poot are standing outside waiting. And as you are standing there, you see a woman approach from the mine entrance, gets off a horse and starts walking towards you. She is wearing great spear colours, so she's got the green and the cross spears, and she seems to be hurrying towards you. And she approaches, and you can tell that she's clearly someone of importance in the town. And the guards at the door sort of stand to attention, say, "Captain," and she I've been told that you're here to see me.
we are here to see and to inspect the mine and to deal with the issues that we, this place is going to shit.
She looks slightly confused at you, and then at the guards, and says, "Perhaps we should talk in my office." Okay. Make perception rolls, both of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to see if it
I
works
rolled
better.
14.
And your end result was?
I can't remember what perception. I get +7. Perception?
21. You notice beads of sweat trickling down the side of her neck as she rushes through the doorway. She may just be exerting herself, riding a horse, but it didn't look like she was riding that fast.
Is it hot out?
Not really.
Kind of evening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you head inside, and Tarn comes with you. And she makes her way into the building through a kind of common area. There's an equipment room, up some stairs. Very Spartan. It's not. There's no kind of lavish decoration or anything. There's a couple of tapestries on the wall, sort of showing military actions,
Like lineage stuff.
that kind of thing. But nothing, that you'd call gaudy or decorative.
I like it.
Yeah. And she makes her way to her office. As she opens the door, you see there's a simple desk in one corner, and there's a bowl, a jug of water, and a small bed, which is kind of like a little pallet type of bed in the corner. And she sits down in a chair, and she turns to you and says, "Perhaps you should shut the door." Who are you? How have you known to come at this time? And she seems to be...
What's happened?
I don't know. My men have been kept out of the mine.
Lower reaches or how far's it got?
Are you a member of the Collectors Guild?
What?
Are you a traitor?
How dare you say that?
That's a good response. That's probably a good response.
I shall just put my hand on my sword. Slightly.
Okay.
I am not talking arse. You either know what's going on, or you're a traitor. What is it?
They have leverage. They have taken most of the miners down to the lowest level and have them there hostage.
I shall pop my sword back in.
We have been told to keep watch here. There are foul creatures down below, and he is there.
So, either this whole place will erupt in the next few hours, or we have to go and deal with them now.
They've killed several score of my men.
Well, gather what you have left, and we will get our band, and we'll go and kill them all.
Tom, how many did we...
7. She says, "I have 15 men left under my command. And I believe that the priest at the Temple of Usain is on their side. I think he is a forgist."
Well, we shall deal with him first. I suggest you...
Well, let us gather our men first. You gather your men, and I will gather mine. And then we will go about what we need to do. There are... How many of you are there, did you say? 13.
Has anything else come
Yeah.
out? Yeah.
No, but we've heard some horrible noises coming from down there.
That's okay. I'm in a heightened environment. My counting skills are allowed to wane.
Oh no, it is 13.
Yeah.
Please no height jokes, come on.
So go to the mine, prepare your men.
Well, they are not in the mine. They are here.
Well,
We have been told to stay here.
That's fine. Well, you get your men ready.
I will. You go and gather
we
your
will
men.
We will go to the temple and deal with the traitor of Usain, and then we'll be back.
Do you have a map?
I do. I have all the information we would need to get down there. there has been some large chamber revealed on one of the lowest tiers. We were told that it held vast amounts of Tillium. However, when they opened the chamber, then they struck. It seemed that some of our reinforcements recently were not under my control. And they bore markings, chits, and tattoos of the Collectors Guild. And they had taken hundreds of men hostage, and there was little I can do. They will all die.
The collectors, hopefully not.
No, the Collectors Guild. I mean,
Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
sure,
Hopefully
sure.
not.
Very well. You go fetch your men, I shall fetch mine. Over at the Temple of Usain. So you've made your way to the Temple of Usain. It's a modest affair. It's a wooden structure, hexagonal in shape, set up at the side of the road on the way to the mine. So the barracks are behind you, and the mine is ahead. And as you arrive, the door is open, as often they are, and there is an older man wearing sort of half-plate armour, moving around the interior. You can see him, and he's kind of tidying up, setting pews straight. Busy work in the church. Obviously, they've just had some people in, perhaps, and he's sort of setting things right. And he hears your approach because it's.
I'm not a
No, you are heavily armoured and shiny.
stealth rolls that demonstrated otherwise.
Okay, so you approach, and he turns and sort of, Usain's greetings be with you. I am Father Vance. It is a pleasure to meet you.
And to you, I am Aurelian.
Greetings. Please, come inside. Okay. Do you wish to pray to our Lord? I will leave you to your words if you wish me to.
I do wish to pray.
Very well. And he kind of goes off to one side where there's a small door next to the altar. And he says, may you sign the reading and may you hear your words. And he goes through the door.
Right, I'm just going to go up to the altar and pray.
Okay.
And do exactly what I just said I was going to do. I'm going to pray you sign for guidance to pass through to come.
Okay. Make a wisdom roll.
Perception check.
Or a religion roll.
Don't.
Dunk.
Eyes.
It's a small crossbow bolt-shaped hole.
Mona Lisa appears to be following you around the room.
20, just on that some wisdom.
Okay. So you kneel down to pray to Usain, and you say the words that you've said 1,000 times before. And a thin veil of mist sort of comes over your mind. And you see a pedestal in front of you with various holes. And in these holes are some crystals and some rods. And two hands reach for the pedestal. You just see these two hands sort of coming towards you on the other side of it. Human hands, they are covered in soot. And you get a great sense of foreboding.
I want to touch that. Idea.
Possibly.
Remember what happened last time?
Nothing went wrong last time I told rolls from the person.
Well, that takes you a while. So obviously you're in meditation. You're saying the words of your prayer. So, Temple of Abutar. Saint and Cormac, you make your way over. And you see Aurelian go into the Temple of Usain over the road. And you make your way towards the Temple of Abutar, which is a small building with a few pillars around it with benches. And you can see inside the building there is a central pool of water. And sitting by it is a young man. And he is staring intently into the water.
I'm going to sit on the opposite side of the pool.
He's staring so intently he doesn't realise you're there until you sit down on the edge of the pool. And he looks up. Oh, sorry, you startled me. Oh. Oh, I must... Landry, control yourself, really. We can't be getting shocked at a time like this. It's too important.
All right.
Yes, sorry. It's just... Oh, Avatar, guide me. Yes. Sorry. Welcome to the temple. I've never seen you before. You're obviously new to the village. What brings you to the pit?
Saints come here to pray, I believe.
To contemplate.
You feel you are lost?
To an extent, but it is a private matter. So.
Very well. He helps those who are lost.
So, are you okay? You seem quite startled. Did you see something in the pool, or?
I always see things. Avatar talks to me. Talks to all those who listen.
No, I've never seen anything in the pool. Although I've tried. Look hard.
Make a perception roll.
A perception roll.
As you're looking at him.
Oh, that's 6.
Okay.
Awesome. You see
Nothing about the water, but you're just talking to him.
Don't know.
There's a shark in it.
With a laser beam.
No, I just came to have a look around.
It's a very simple affair. Inside there are benches along the interior of the walls. It looks like there's no place for him to sleep. But one corner of the sort of shack that you're in looks slightly tidier than the rest. There's less stuff on the floor. There's less dust. And there's a simple sort of pool of water. It's like a well, but a very shallow one set up.
I was just going to have a look around, and then if there was nothing particularly interesting, then head back. Okay. That's all I was going to do.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Saint.
Well, you were contemplating.
I am contemplating. Has this guy left, or is he still sitting?
He goes outside, and you hear him sort of pick up a broom and start sort of sweeping around the area outside.
I'm going to take out all my blue eggs and throw them in the water. And then throw my book in the water. And then throw my quill in the water.
Which book?
My book that I write stuff in.
Okay.
And then I'll get out the black vial and go to throw that in as well. And then go, and then I just walk.
Okay,
Go,
so you throw...
Go to the bar or something.
So you throw your eggs... Do you throw them in hard enough to smash them?
No, just kind of...
sort of deposit them in.
Deposit them in.
And then you throw your book in.
Yep.
And then you throw your quill in.
Yep.
And as your quill goes into the water, you're surrounded suddenly by darkness.
Oh gosh.
And in front of you, very far away, is a small light. And around you, you can feel hands grasping at you. You can't see them. You can feel them coming towards you, reaching out for you. Maybe you can't see them because they are covered in the black goo that you have been seeing, this black ooze, this corrupting, vile liquid. And these hands are reaching out at you in the darkness. You can't see them, but you can feel them there. And this small light in front of you seems to be sort of moving closer and then further away, and then closer and further away.
Yeah.
And as it gets closer, at one point you see that it looks like a small blue rod. And then you're back in the room, as it were. And you in your hand, you're holding the vial of black liquid.
I buzz it out of the way, and then storm out of the temple and go to the bar.
Okay. Very well.
Yes.
Okay.
Lot!
So, you make your way out and head towards the bar.
Yes.
You see...
Also, is there like weapons, smiths and stuff in this?
In the barracks, they've got a smithy in the barracks. It's kind of more of a compound. There's a few small
I might
buildings.
go to the smithy in the barracks and have a look around.
Well, as you head out, you notice that people are moving around with some purpose. And Tarn Brudbern is standing in the sort of area between the station and the barracks and the canteen. It's not really a square. It's more of a muddy patch. And him and the 7 men are armed and armoured and ready. And a woman, who you now know is called Romilda, has got a group of men behind her, ready with spear and shield. And Cormac is kind of standing there, seeing this procession as well. You guys are making your way towards the Temple of Usain as this is going on. And the four of you kind of cross paths in between the buildings.
If there's so much activity going on, I'll go and have a look to see what it is.
Tar says to you, we're getting ready to go into the pit.
And I'll say, ooh, fun, and get ready.
The priest's a traitor. We've got to go and save Aurelian.
Do I hear that? Am I close enough?
Yeah, he's shouting that as he's going towards the temple.
As you go that way, and we go that way.
I do a kind of a comical turn while
Okay.
holding my sword and shield out and follow them.
I'll pause for a second. Look at the bar. Look at the smithy. Then look back at them. Evens?
Roll of a die.
Nah, I'll get the bar.
Okay.
Let's try and then go to the smithy first and then to the bar.
There's no one in the smithy
Oh, fucking hell.
because
No
all the
service.
people have come out.
No service.
All the people have come out to get ready to go into the pit.
Can I see what's in there? Or is there anything?
There's some simple weapons, a few bits of armor, a few shields, some horseshoes, some tools, some kit, bit and bridle, that kind of stuff. For
So
horses.
it's definitely worth coming back when there's a shopkeeper.
Sure.
Cool. And then I'll just head off to the bar.
Okay. You come out of the blacksmith again and you walk across the square, past the gathered men, and they kind of watch you as you walk all the way past and go into the bar.
Do I see her do this?
No, you guys are now heading towards the temple. Okay, so you three arrive at the temple. As you finish your words and your vision from the sign fades, and you go in, and there's a hexagonal room, and Aurelian is kneeling down in front of the altar.
I would
And
have
he's just standing up.
gone around the building in case there was any other way.
There is a back door. It is closed.
I would have just stood by that.
Aurelian, where is the priest?
Stand up.
Hello? You hear a voice from behind a door. The door opens and the priest comes out. He's wearing half-plate armor and he's got a smile on his face. He seems like a nice older gentleman, perhaps about 50, greying hair. Hello, I'm Father Vance.
Do you have anything to say before you die, traitor?
I beg your
I shall
pardon.
draw-
How dare
It's
Shall
got very
draw my
aggressive,
sword.
hasn't
you
he?
draw blades in a house of Usain?
And,
Please.
And I,
Please.
I am in midair
Ooh.
with sword.
Well, we need to make an initiative roll if you're gonna
Okay,
jump.
let's do that.
I've got initiative 7 in the bar. Does that count? I do a shot per round.
That's
17.
once every 6 seconds.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Am I rolling as well? I'm outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you will hear the clang of. Here we go. Okay, so I got 12,
I'm on 19.
You just decided.
19.
So 19.
Nice.
70, 80%.
17.
A bit more going.
Yeah, wait, what?
What was the her name?
Skins with you, so
The
just
woman?
between
Romilda.
Romilda.
Great spear. Funnily enough.
Who knew?
Sorry. Okay.
That's what pencil case is for. That means copious amounts of dice.
and holding a kitty.
It's a fox.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
apparently.
can't really see. That's barely a fox.
It's barely a bear.
It is barely a bear.
Right, so I got
And it's got
I suppose you were
19.
expecting
19.
some
Oh,
unbearable
attached to it, but
Poot and Lena. What did you get?
Same.
19. Aurelian.
17.
Saint.
17.
Oh. And Cormac.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. So you draw your blade
Draw my blade.
and you leap through the air.
Yeah.
A stunned look on his face, quite frankly, and probably on Aurelian's face as well. Okay.
Less
So I shall shout.
Resignation. Yeah, okay.
I shall shout at him.
Yep.
Romilda has denounced you as a forgist, and for this you will die.
Okay.
Which is great because, you know, we have a really good history of trusting the Great Spears.
I got 6. That's not very good. I rolled like 6.
Okay.
So,
Points for enthusiasm.
so
Plus your dex and your proficiency bonus.
So that's like 11.
You miss.
Yeah, that's
So
okay. I didn't actually have to hit him.
He's
I
just
merely
trying to make
want-
wind up him.
We're having a very proactive conversation.
Okay, right. Yeah.
This is an
Aggressive
animated discussion.
negotiations.
We are having. Yeah.
Do you have an offhand weapon?
I'm not as of yet
Okay.
using.
You're
an
not
offhand
using an
weapon.
offhand weapon. Okay. Lena.
Basically, yeah. For now, I'll hold. Yeah. I'll hold for now.
You're going to hold.
Yeah.
Okay. Aurelian.
What are the rules on weapons in Temple of Messiah?
No, it's just like you draw. There's no overt like,
Yeah,
but
not
it's
allowed
generally it's a place of worship, so don't kill people and fight. That's just a general rule of kind of temples and.
to. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull a shield and run in that direction, shouting, "What in your Scion's name are you doing?"
Who are you running at?
Both of them.
Well, the pair of them.
Oh, okay, to try and sort of block. Yeah. Okay. So you've jumped over. You're running in that direction.
As soon as you get within 5 feet, I get advantage.
Yes. Okay.
Why?
Because,
I'm not a combatant.
well, let's see. You might be. You might not want
So
to.
you're not getting in combat. You're just
No,
going
I'm
over,
basically trying to,
get in between them.
stop
Okay.
them.
Right. So you run over. Saint. You're in the tavern and
There's a
someone puts
commotion.
a drink in front of you.
I'll just take a swig. Another!
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, here we go. My constitution is quite good. Yeah, 17.
You're okay. First shot is fine.
First shot, I'm all
Okay.
good.
The next, it's Father Vance. He steps back. I wish not to harm you. I just wish to bring you to Ragnor's teaching and guidance. He is here to show us all what we really must be doing. And he turns to look at you.
And Aurelian thumps
It's the
him.
name.
Name.
The name of a
Someone's
bad
name.
thing down the hole.
Respond in out of my turn.
Yeah, you can speak.
Who in your Scion's name is Ragnar?
He is my master.
From below.
He has gone below.
Surely get another attack now.
No, it's Cormic's.
You can't
It's
have that many,
it's Cormic's
that many
go.
words
Cormic's
without
go.
me getting into
You're at the
hit
back
again.
door, and you hear a ah! Sort of,
And all
yeah.
shouting.
Yeah.
I just go through the door, like,
Okay.
ready.
You go into a small chamber, which has a cloak and some boots and a
a
walking
weird
stick
crystal.
and another door.
I'll just go through the other door. It can't be that far.
No, it's not. It's sort of 5-10 feet. So
Yeah.
you kind of go through the doors into the room. You're sort of standing behind and to the left of the priest. It's not the door he came out of because there's multiple doors in the room. But you are behind him, effectively. And the others are standing in front of him, sort of drilling him. And he's kind of got his hands in the air like this.
That's it. That's all I
Okay.
can do.
Back round to Poot.
So I've drawn my dagger
Okay.
and I will attack him again.
Okay.
So I'll do my sword first.
Okay.
So
Lots.
25,
Lots.
Okay.
and then my dagger.
Not lots.
No, my dagger didn't hit him. So
D4. Oh no, D6
it's
plus
D8.
the rapier.
My rapier.
So it's not a short sword.
No.
Okay.
The rapier.
Okay.
Just D8.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Rapier. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Plus your dex mod, not your proficiency bonus.
No. Yeah, that's it. So 10.
10. Okay.
And as you're not a combatant, I can't.
He can move
I can't
around.
get any more dice.
So you are there, but in the round of combat, he can step round the side and stab.
Yeah, basically you're distracted, so I get the extra 3d6. But no, just 10.
Mm-hmm. So you stab him with your rapier, and he screams in pain.
You will die, you forgist.
Lena, what are you doing?
Okay, so Boots in here, Priest's in here, Aurelian's in here. Cormac has just entered behind the priest, who may or may not be aware of Cormac this having happened.
He's not aware of him, it doesn't look like it.
Our other chaps are outside. Were there any other random people outside?
There are a couple of people in the tavern, the canteen, but apart from that, you haven't really seen many people.
I might just kind of go outside, so that if anyone comes over, like, what's going on, then I'll be like, no, it's all under control, because probably I'll just let them get on with it.
Okay, so you step outside.
Magic.
Okay.
What's that all about?
Religion and magic.
Yeah. Aurelian.
Where to begin?
I want to be kind of by the door so I can still keep an eye on the
To clarify, being a forgist in itself is not a crime, is it?
No, but you know that the forgists you've come across recently have been allied with the Collectors Guild. And that you've been told that Talor Apalpian, who apparently runs the Collectors Guild, is also of the Forgist faith.
Are you a member of the Collectors Guild? I'll say, just staring at him.
The work we do is for the betterment of the kingdom.
Is this guy armed?
He doesn't seem to be. He hasn't got any weapons. He's just wearing armour, as most Usayan priests do. No, not on his belt.
I'm waiting for him to start getting
I find my wrestling balls.
He's very affronted.
You're going to grapple. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, you're not there. You're in the pub.
Grapple
Maybe just
rules.
his angry
Grapple
dog.
rules.
I'm going to arrest him.
Okay.
You're going to arrest him.
You're going to.
I'm going to take his head off.
Right.
And
little
then,
bit
and then
Not
I'm going
with
to walk
Aurelian
around
on
it like
top of
this.
it.
Or actually, probably like that, because I'm not that tall.
Should've
Okay.
just taken the horses
I've
and
got
gone
some
home.
Grappling.
My stopping skill. I was going to say
Okay.
Sorry, Father.
Stop. Can't move.
Okay. When you want to grab a creature, wrestle with it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack, a grapple. Jump on the pew. Target of your grapple must be no more than one size larger than you and must be within your reach, so that's fine. Using at least one free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check, a strength athletics check, contested by the target's strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics. I may choose. If you succeed, they are grappled and suffer the grapple condition. Grapple creature speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. Condition also ends if an effect removes the grapple creature from the reach of the grappler or grappling effect. Lots of saying the word grapple.
Great grabs.
Snapple grapple.
That craggle.
Yeah. Okay, and then he can try and use his action to escape with another contested roll. So basically we make strength athletics rolls because his dex is... No, they're both rubbish. Okay, right, so opposed roll.
13, 15.
That's a natural 20.
I rolled a natural 20.
Yay.
Oh.
Okay, so you go for him, but because you've got a shield on one arm and there's kind of pews in between, he sort of pulls his arm away and says, "Do not touch me in my own house!" Steps backwards.
He's definitely a combatant.
He's definitely a combatant now because he used an attack action.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes. Right, Saint. Second shot.
Oh, baby.
These get
Natural 20.
Okay, cool. So you're fine.
I'm still good.
Right, the priest then says, "How dare you!" and casts Guiding Bolt at you.
Ooh.
His hands move in the air and the symbols carve through the empty space
shield.
between you. And he fires Guiding Bolt.
No.
You will get to, if you can use your reaction to make an attack of opportunity on him, if you want to, because he's in close range of you. But he will get to do his spell first.
Well, we'll get advantage to hit him.
So,
He's
Lightning
just
Bolt,
using a ranged attack
ranged
and
spell
melee.
attack, yeah.
Alright. Oh, so do we all get an attack of opportunity?
You can use a reaction. I'll check in a second. He's going to cast this spell first. So he makes a ranged spell attack against the target. Okay, which is Aurelian. So that is, what's his +5 to hit? 20.
Yes.
Okay, so he, and a blast of energy flies out of his hands, shoots past you, slides off your shield, and hits the wall behind you.
The Scion protects.
Okay, cool. And then 190 something for combat. Attack. Aim and range attacks more difficult. You have disadvantage. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry?
You get disadvantage when you make a ranged attack with a weapon, a spell, or some other means. In close combat, you have disadvantage on the attack roll if you are within 5 feet of a hostile creature who can see you. So basically, the penalty is applied to the person. So, yeah. Okay, so he definitely misses. Because I rolled a 12. Okay, cool. Right. So he has attacked Cormac. You see him. You see this go on. Aurelian grabs for him. He casts the spell. Hits the wall on the other side, and you're kind of standing there like. I don't. It doesn't say you get. Okay. I think the penalty goes to him because he can't.
It's only a reaction if you moved out.
If they move out.
Oh, yeah,
So the penalty for being in close combat doing that stuff is applied to him.
I'm going to shield slam him, preferably into the ground, which if it's successful and the shield is then on top of him with me on top of it, I will say stop.
Okay. Cool. Right.
So, what is it?
This will be a. Have you got shield? Any shield feats?
I've got no shield feats.
Okay.
It's a.
That's all right. It's just be slightly more difficult. Hang on one moment.
Just running on pure enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like grapple.
I was going to say, would that not just be like a grapple?
It would be.
Probably be
Let's do a grapple.
grapple.
Opposed strength athletics.
Another
Graps.
one.
Yeah.
So strength athletics.
Graps.
17.
Not an actual 20.
No, that's a 7.
Right.
Okay. So you slam
Get
him
him
to
down,
the ground.
slam him to the ground, and shout "Stop!" on
He
my
looked
shield.
at you, really confused.
He's like, where the hell did you
and
come
then
from?
just stand up.
Okay. So he's pinned to the floor, face down. Yeah. With a shield on top of him, and he's like, can't move it. Yeah. What have you done?
Does that end combat?
Black Normal, hear of this? Yeah, he's pinned to the floor.
Yeah. Okay. So it's taken the combat.
He's going to try and slide because it's.
Okay, I'm going to keep
It's a small shield.
keep him under there as well. I'm not just
Okay.
going to like.
I'm going to remove his head from his shoulders.
With a rapier is going to be really difficult.
It's going to hack it off with your dagger.
No, just like.
I got-
Can I just say, shouldn't we question him, or
They're
should
both stabby weapons.
ask Aurelian what do you want to do?
I'm going to go and look, try and find a.
Ragnar will hear of this. He will punish you all. You fools! This whole place, this whole land will
I'm
be
going to punch him in the head.
torn asunder. Okay.
Well, doing this to him, he's still going to be able to cast spells, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's going. It's
Alright,
it's
in
now
which case,
Poot's
I'm
turn.
going-
I shall
It's Poot's turn.
drive my
He's
rapier.
not incapacitated.
I
He's
shall
grappled.
drive my rapier through his neck. At
Okay,
least I
make
mean, I'm not going
make
to
an
try.
attack roll with with advantage.
Okay. So with advantage, well, that's probably handy. So
That'll help.
yeah, so that'll do it. So 23 for the 23. I would have rolled better, and I'll do 10, 14, 15, 18 points of damage.
Okay. So you go,
and with my
Aurelian, what shall we do with him?
With my dagger.
And who goes,
Wait.
no.
Poot steps up
Okay.
and runs his rapier through the guy's neck, and a big gout of blood hoses out across the floor. and kind of slickens the floor of the Temple of Usain with blood.
How does that make you feel? That was out of character.
And he's dead.
Okay, I shall step back. The forces are waiting for us to enter the mine. We do not have more time to spend on this scum. And I shall kick him with my foot and then turn tail and
Next
walk
shot.
off.
Oh, natural one.
Oh
So
dear.
we're on a natural 20.
Okay.
And a natural 1.
Take 1 level of exhaustion.
I'll take it right in the face.
Meanwhile,
I'll retrieve my shield.
Saint and Arabian make willpower saving throws.
Oh, I don't.
15 plus, what's willpower?
Wisdom saving throws.
18. 18.
Okay. So you feel a strange shriek, very distant in the back of your mind. And it doesn't seem to hurt you, but it seems like it almost had the chance to do so. And it seems like it's coming from somewhere quite
Underground.
close by.
I'll take the bottle if that's alright. I'll take the moment.
Sure.
Thanks.
That'll be a gold.
I'll give him a gold.
I was just like, alright then.
Cool.
And I wander back outside holding the
Can
spot.
I pick up this guy's body?
Well, yeah, you have to slide
Oh, no,
it out
I
from
I
underneath.
take my
Oh,
shield
you take
back.
the shield.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
take the shield back.
Basically, I'm going to
Okay.
pick him up and I'm literally just going to hurl him out of the temple.
Okay. Lena, you have to step aside as this
Yeah.
body comes flying
Do you have
out.
the skills?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Was
No,
I,
I don't.
was I already through the door and out before he threw it behind
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
That's okay.
Basically,
You're
I'm
already
just throwing it face down in the mud outside.
The head kind of waggles as you throw it. The priest in the temple of Abutar
Kind of.
looks out and just kind of nods and then walks back into his temple.
We need to move now. I've
The
seen a vision
soldiers
from the science.
saying the soldiers are preparing to move out. They get all their gear together. Everything's ready.
And then Aurelian.
And they say, right, let's go. And they start walking down. They kind of group them all together to try and make some sort of unit. And sort of these 20 odd men sort of walking down this road, ready, stern faces on them, making their way towards the temple. And you see the body of a priest fly out of the doorway and splat in the ground. Hoot's there, Lena's there.
I'm getting pretty drunk now, so I'm going to wander back over to the smithy shop.
There's no one there.
Good. I'm going to leave my explorer's pack and my climber's kit, my sword and my dagger, and my leather armour. I'll take off my leather armour and leave it there.
Alright.
And I'm going to raid the shop.
Okay.
What I want is half plate mail and a rapier.
If you really want some half plate, there's some right there.
You
That's
can
true.
find that.
Nice.
Yeah, you can find it. It takes you 5-10 minutes of rummaging around and looking through things.
Right.
I didn't really
Um,
get anywhere near it.
And then I need some kind of cape, I think, for this to look
You can find a
old-fashioned one.
sheet or a leather
Can.
cloak that you could hack into a cape, so it's slightly
A
shorter.
very rough hack.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hack.
Let me
Okay.
write down my list. I am changing my look, and I'll cut my hair because every rebel girl cuts their hair.
Okay. In that kind of hack it off into a rough bob look.
You hold it in a ponytail and
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, cool.
How do you get such fun montages?
All you need is a montage.
Like going and getting drunk?
So you guys come out of the temple.
Saints on
You
a
you
bit
coming
of a
out?
trip.
Yeah, literally just kind of step into the doorway, hurl the guy out, kind of making, basically the thing of this guy doesn't belong here,
Yes.
and then
The
So
soldiers
yeah.
all spit on his
Can-
body as
can I-
they go past.
before
The great spear one.
so when he lands, can I check it for a collector's guild thing?
His body.
Yeah.
You can check like circumspect. You can't like he's got armor on,
Yeah,
so you'd have to
yeah.
take all his armor off to check
Yeah,
him
yeah.
completely.
Well, I know roughly where.
He doesn't have anything
Yeah.
like that on him. Doesn't seem to. He has a small hammer and anvil holy symbol on a cord underneath his.
Is that a forge's thing or?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's not a normal Usain one.
No, because that would be some with it.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to ignore it. I don't want that.
Okay.
is blessing people a good thing to do now? Before we go and kill lots of people and die horribly?
It's much more effective when we're there.
Okay.
Romilda comes over to you and says, "We will go for the hostages. There are Collectors Guild members holding them. I would suggest that more capable fellows such as yourselves go for him.
Who?
Ragnar. He is a mage. He has some writings and scriptures and tools that I think he wants to use in that chamber."
He was the one that, and I'll sort of nod in the direction that the corpse was talking about.
We will silence him.
Very well. But we must go at the same time. So we will take the hostages. If you attack Ragnar, then the Collectors Guild men will kill the hostages. So we will attack them, and Tarn kind of nods at you. We'll take them. There are 40 men, but we will take them. And you five, take Ragnar. And it says that as you see Saint come round the corner,
I'm going
looking
to
decidedly different.
It's on a very hard look and say, spare none of them.
They will all die.
They're heretics.
Indeed. Filthy golem worshippers, by the sounds of it. He says, "Come on, boys, let's go." And he kind of looks back at you guys, and you're all... Saint walks up in her new outfit with a bottle in one hand and a rapier in the other.
I don't know how I feel about this. Let's find out.
What's going on?
It's alright.
What's going on?
We're going to the
Tarn
mine.
says, "Like the hair,"
We have
and then
a
turns back.
bit of an idea of where we're going because we've never actually been there before.
So we'll lead you down. Don't worry. They're near each other. Ragnar's keeping them close. But don't worry. It's fairly straight down to the tier, and then we'll lead you in. So the 5 of you gather your gear together and
I just lost half of my guess.
start your way down into it's kind of a cross strip mine area where various paths, which are kind of planks of wood affixed to the ground so that people can have a steady footstep, make their way out to different areas. And you can see kind of foreman watchtowers, holes in the ground where there's kind of smoke and things coming out of them. And this whole area has just kind of been ravaged. Lena, this really doesn't feel very good to you. Someone of the land, this is kind of like they're tearing it apart.
Oh, that is not helpful. Right, so I'm aware that there's all that nasty corruption and stuff probably down there because of the miners doing that previously and just generally, current events kind of predict.
Yeah.
I've still got that Telian chest plate that someone gave me, and I'm really not sure how I feel about wearing it down there.
Okay.
So I was going to do like a wisdom-y, willpower-y thing on whether I thought that was a great plan or not, and I'm like, no, that's okay. Are we doing odds and evens? Are we doing higher or lower? I'm not really sure. Oh, 11.
Middling.
Yeah, so I'll leave it for now.
It's a really good form of protection.
It is. It's
but
also
things
a
are drawn
magnet.
to Tilium.
Yeah.
You are going straight towards things.
Yeah.
Into a place full of Tilian.
Yeah.
And everyone else has got Tilium too.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Very true.
It'll be fine.
You got a
other things.
you got a magical shield that goes stop.
So you,
want to go in
Yeah.
while you're mulling this over in your head, you get to an area where you can now see a banister, and you realise that beyond it there is a deep cutting into the land, and they've dug down, and you can see a pathway. There's a safety rail just at the top here, and then the rest is kind of a path that goes down into the ground. It's fairly wide, so carts and things can move up, and it's not too steep, so that it's not too much force. You can see hoof marks in the ground. Clearly they've used different types of animals to sort of move larger loads up from under the earth. But you know that they're just kind of preparing this area really first, rather than hauling lots of things out, because the king's going to come and oversee the grand opening.
I'd be so impressed with this big, muddy, dirty crap.
So you start making your way down, and it takes you a while to head down to the bottom tiers, and you pass by passageways that head into the earth around you, and and you can see in the walls of them sort of veins. They don't go very far. They're just starting these corridors off where they're going to start the work. So as you go down, you realise there's kind of lots of small little passageways coming off this shaft that you're going down now. You make your way down, and it starts to loop around the interior. And as you get lower and lower and lower, it's getting darker and darker. The soldiers get out torches. You turn on your light shield.
I will try and stay in the darkness.
Ahead or behind?
Behind.
Okay.
I don't really want to see any point in being ahead just now.
Sure.
I like that, please.
And after a while, you get down to the lower tier. Saint, you can feel that the crystal in your pocket is vibrating. The one that you had tucked there. The blue crystal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shit. I mean,
No, you didn't forget about it.
maybe I didn't. Maybe it was all.
I would like to just cast Long Strider. Just gives me more movement last now.
Okay. Cool. So you
Take a drink.
You're okay. Cool. Take a swig. Saint's taken a bit of a turn, but seems to be okay for the moment.
My rebel attitude
What does that
phase.
stuff smell like?
Some dirty river water grog.
Moonshine.
Yeah. And you get down to the lowest level, and the tunnel here has been dug further into the ground. Romilda says to you, be warned, this area, this is where they pushed further in and made the miners dig further because they knew that this area is where there's some chamber that they've been looking for. And she heads into these are broad tunnels. They're not sort of small tunnels. They're dug for carts and things. You can see that they're clearing the ground so they can put tracks down and things like that to try and get the carts in and out easier.
Unlike the majority of people in horror films ever, I am going to pay particular attention to the ceiling as well as in front of us.
Okay.
Because I don't like when those things drop out there. That was not fun.
Okay. Cool. I'll.
That was a different game, wasn't it?
No.
No. Last time we were in that
The big sacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
shot them, and then
There's so many games and things that drop from the
It's a handy trope. Good fun. So you start heading in, and it's dark, and just the light of the torches and Aurelian's shield lighting this way around you, almost like a little protective bubble of light.
not bothered by it.
Make your way in, and you can see there are a few side passages, but Romilda seems to be heading ever deeper in a straight line. And after a while, she stops and she says, "Up ahead, about 60 feet, there is a branch to the left that we will take. Through there is a large natural chasm that they've found. There's some sort of tree growing in there, but anyway, that's kind of weird. They've kept the people there.
Let me stop you there. What's the tree made of?
It's a tree growing in a big
wood.
pool of water,
Okay.
like blue water. But they've taken the hostages there, and they're guarding the entrance to that room. So we will go there.
Might well be the safest place here.
Well, there's 40 Collectors Guild in there.
It will be the
Cutthroat
safest place
bastards.
here.
Once we've taken them out, that will be the safest place.
Take the 25, I'll take the 15.
Is
that right?
You
Take the
can,
100 you can't see.
you keep going. Further on, there's a narrow gap through some kind of wall that they found, like a crack. And through there is a chamber. We have not been allowed to come near.
Can I do a quick read on how much I think she's honest and true?
Yeah, you can. You can do a.
I mean, I'll fluff it horribly.
An
but-
insight
I was
roll.
gonna say, can I do that?
You
Give
can
it
all
a
make an
two
insight roll if you
integrated.
want to see if you think she this.
10.
18.
22, 26.
Wow.
I think she's lying. I think
17.
we're all going to die.
Wisdom and proficiency.
I think you're lying. I think we're all going to die.
In the light of the fire, it glows in her eyes, and almost like the holy fury of Usain is embodied in her. You can tell that she is telling you the absolute truth, and that she wants to rid the world of these Vile heretics. That's it in your mind. That's what comes across in your mind. That might just be the mood you're in at the moment, Riley.
Wow. For no reason.
Just staring at him. Just telling the truth. Just staring at him.
In 450,000 years, I might ask her for a number.
Okay. So, you ready? I suggest
Yeah,
silence. I suggest silence as we approach as much as possible.
Then I will stealth.
Oh, that's when you shout Leroy Jenkins and run in.
I was going to do that later. Don't worry.
I'm just going to look at Cormac and go, see ya, and vanish.
I just said stealth.
Are you doing stealth?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Are we on?
I'm
We're
not
underground,
particularly
right?
stealthy.
You are
It is
underground.
doing
I'm like ceiling stealth.
I'm not particularly stealthy.
Ceiling stealth.
I got a 6.
I'm on the roof.
Lena, you've been checking the ceiling and you haven't seen anything.
22.
Are we
Yeah,
roll?
one.
Are we
You can roll
rolling
if
for
you
us?
want to, but she just
wait,
generally
I have
means
to
shut up while we
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm actually going to
I'm not
stealth.
gonna roll.
Oh, good, okay.
I don't
You
need to.
You can stealth if you want to.
Yeah, go for it. I want you to roll a 1 now. Completely.
Yeah.
So I rolled really badly and I got like an 8.
Yeah.
So when I add my stealth, that's like 17.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah,
That's
okay.
cool.
Great. I'm drinking.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool. So you head down this corridor, and after a while, there is an opening on the left. She, Tarn, and the soldiers make their way that way. You 5 carry on down the corridor, and you sort of get about 50, 60 feet down, and the tunnel ends at a wall of Tillian. And in this wall of Tillian, there is a tear, almost as if some earthquake long ago has torn it in some kind of strike, slip, fault, and opened up a hole, big jagged hole. And from inside, you can hear some noise. You can hear dripping water. You can hear a low groaning noise, and you can hear someone muttering.
When you say a wall of wood, do you mean like ore and stuff?
No.
Or do you mean like it's actually
It's a
forged,
wall
like-
of smooth forged Tillian, which has been
That's a good
torn
sign.
in
That's a
half.
great sign.
by
I am
something.
feeling
Is
really
there any
confident
light
about
coming from the hole?
Because of the light that you have shining from Aurelian's shield, it's hard to
this.
tell.
I'm going in. Who's probably already in?
The gap
I'm
is
already
sort of
in.
Yeah.
the gap is sort of 5
Yeah,
to
you're
10,
in.
well, 8 feet wide.
I'm going to
Okay,
say
so
to
you get two
Aurelian,
people
just
on
like,
the
maybe turn that off
Carefully,
for
because
now.
it's got a jagged edge on it.
It's probably
Just
shot.
maybe turn the shield off for now.
Okay,
Wax
light on,
As
light
soon as I do that, though, we will all be
I just-
gone.
on.
I'm
Well, no,
fine.
I don't think we will be though.
No.
I think we'll be able to see where we're going.
Okay, so you turn the shield off.
Mhm.
You can see from inside the hole there is a faint red glow coming.
Is it enough? Is it light enough for us to be able to get through?
To see your way through the hole, yes, but you're not sure yet in the room
Yeah.
what you might see.
Well, that's fine. We wouldn't be able to know that anyway. Let's go.
Okay.
Come on, so ground.
In
You know-
stealth mode,
You know
In
that.
stealth mode.
still sticking to
go.
the ceiling.
Ceiling. You have to climb through the hole.
Climb through the hole.
Okay.
The ceiling
So-
thing.
You climb through the hole,
You
and as you
Spider-Man.
come in,
Pretty much.
Spider-Man.
you
okay.
see that the ground is made of Tillian, but it looks like it's torn and it's at 2 levels. So there is a big jagged split going straight through the room. On one side is slightly higher, a few feet higher than the other. And there is just sort of rock underneath it. Ahead of you, about 100 feet away, so a fair distance, you can see a figure standing in rows. Around the walls, there are large crystalline veins running up Tillian walls that are thrumming a red light like the Shard of War. And in between you and the figure, you can see 8 soulless creatures staring at you.
What did you
They
say?
turn.
What did you say they were aberrations?
They are.
What kind of figures do they look like? The ones that dropped from
On the
ceiling
ceiling.
last time, or the kind of
The ceiling it goes up quite high.
I'll go on the wall and carry on. Put them on the
Just
ceiling.
How are you climbing?
Well, I'm using my feet and my hands.
Make a roll then. You've got to climb on the ceiling.
smooth pillion.
Yeah,
It's smooth
Oh,
Tillium.
Oh, let's see. That's 28.
28. Okay.
Okay.
So you climb up the wall,
Yeah,
and you keep climbing up the wall
yeah.
because the ceiling's quite high.
That's okay.
That's cool. So you are somehow managing to climb up this torn wall. The big jagged split. You are climbing up that.
Not going to get me up here.
So these aberrations, do they look like the things that dropped from the ceiling last time, or
It's
do they
quite
look
dark.
Like the really big things?
They don't look like the big swollen things that you saw before. They look human-sized, and sort of as one, they turn towards you. And you can see a faint red glow in their eyes. And they have what look like cruel swords in their hands, sharp, glinting red or green in the light.
Am I
Wonder
still
what they're made of.
Sorry?
Am I still stuck? Or because
You just come through a hole into the room,
Okay.
and they're like, so they know you're there. They
Yeah, right.
seem to sense you.
All right.
Saint, because of the object in your pocket, you can tell that these creatures are what?
Corrupted.
Something worse than risen,
I'll take a big drink.
but of a similar nature.
So how far away are they?
And are they all stood in a cone shape?
No, they're spread out. They're out in a line, and there are 8 of them. They're about 40 feet
They're
away.
2
from
inches
you.
apart.
So they're about 40 feet away from us. How close together are they?
Well, the room is about 100 feet wide, and 120 feet wide and 120 feet across. The figure you can see at the other end isn't quite at the far wall. It seems to be doing something on a raised platform.
Okay.
They are sort of halfway in the room, so they're 50, 60 feet away from you. Sorry, 40 feet away from you, and they're about 10, 20 feet apart. They're not equally spaced.
I've forgotten the other spell name of the thing
biggest
that I've got.
concentration of them, I'm going to.
Well, we could shoot the outside ones.
Should we roll initiative?
We could shoot the outside ones and drive them to the centre.
Before, like, as soon as I send there's another spell I can't remember the name of it, basically it lets me,
It's in.
Should we roll initiative?
You
Yeah,
let
I
that roll.
Ooh!
Do I get advantage on it? I do get advantage on initiative. That's lucky. Oh, 5. So, 8. Good job, me.
The advantage meant you got to roll
It does. My first roll was a 1.
How was it? It's just add your dexterity. Didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know why I have to do that after 20 episodes. Still can't remember. 21.
Just making sure. 21 on your initiative.
21 on my initiative.
Aurelian?
17. No, sorry, 18. I get +1.
Saint?
26.
Whoa!
Hero.
That feat paid off, didn't it?
Out of,
Cormick?
23.
23. Oh, blimey.
curiosity,
I thought Poot was at the top there with 21. I'm trying to make room on my piece of paper. And then for them,
Mine's 4.
Fancy.
No.
Yes, they just stand there.
if a spell is for the day,
yes.
when does it stop?
Will we do it long enough?
Is it like it stops at midnight, or it stops
It says
like
for a
24
day.
hours? Or like
Does
I
it
know,
say
but,
for
yeah,
a day or the day?
for the day?
Is it 24 hours?
I think. Why? What is it?
Well, someone buffed my longbow when we were in the Pine Star.
That's ended.
When was that? Yeah,
When I long rested, it ended.
that's fine. Then doesn't
Okay.
count. Just
Okay.
checking.
Sure.
Another question about longbows. What's my range?
Many.
Lots.
Okay, cool.
300.
Yeah.
Just checking.
It's 100 yards, so 300 feet. Yeah. That's cool. It's a long bow. Right. Okay. So first, Saint, what are you doing?
I hold my action until they come closer whilst drinking. Ooh, I only got a 8.
Okay. You're okay.
Oh, I'm good. I'm that drunk I don't feel it anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Next is Cormick. You got your long
Soon as
stride
they're in
on.
range,
What does that do?
I'll riposte.
I've got an extra 10 movement.
So you can move
35.
35?
Okay. So I wouldn't even be able to get. I could dash into combat, but
You
I
could
wouldn't
dash into
get
combat.
into combat.
There's a firewall, I suppose.
I know.
Does your character know? This is the question.
Well, you all know that Aurelian now can cast fireballs,
And doesn't like those
and
guys.
he's probably going to do that on his first.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
chance.
hold my action basically.
So they're going.
Maybe move just slightly. That it's not rude. Just make sure Aurelian can get past without singeing my beautiful grass hair.
Okay.
Point blank.
Okay. Next, it's Poot.
Betrayal fire.
Shocking grass.
Shocking glass.
Shocking grass.
I thought it was your chill touch.
Well, shocking grass is the.
You have to hold on to them for shocking grass. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be.
No.
If you
It's
have
a range thing.
shocking grasp is a touch spell unless you have the sorcery thing that lets you do it as a
It's chill touch.
Chill
which
touch.
You
Yeah,
did
yeah.
through your, because it's snow.
Yeah, that was
You
it.
did through your sling.
With my sling.
So you can do that.
I did
It's
that.
like the effect of your sling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it, but it's a spell. It's just a style thing. That one. It's not cheating. Not like normal. Okay, chill touch. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Where are we? Chill touch. Range 120 feet. On a hit, the target takes 1d8.
2d8 some levels.
Yes, it does. Increases by another d8 when you hit 5th level. So 2d8 damage. But you have to make a ranged spell attack. And your spell thing is your intelligence modifier and your proficiency bonus.
My intelligence modifier, so +3.
Yep.
And my proficiency in
You're just general proficiency bonus. Number at the top.
So it's +3.
+3. Okay, +6. So 15.
15. Okay, you hang on. Looking at the wrong monster.
What are you aiming at?
A monster.
The wrong trousers, grab it.
You hit the creature. Which one are you doing? There's 1 to 8.
1.
1. Okay.
And there's no modifiers to the dice, I'm assuming, because it's just a spell.
It's just a spell.
So 11 damage.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. 11 damage. Okay, your sling fires and the bullet. The sparkle of snow and ice. You hear the creature scream, and it raises a longbow. Aurelian and the creatures.
Who goes first?
Simultaneous.
Fireball on the biggest concentration of them.
Okay, what's the radius on your fireball?
So what, right in the middle of the room?
Some.
One, two.
20-foot radius spear centered on that point, so you could get 3 of them.
I've been playing a sorcerer.
I will do that.
5, 6, and 7. Okay. Go for your boots. Fill your boots. So 8d6
I just smoke
on a
bears.
failed save. So they make a dex save. Yeah.
36.
Okay. So dex
D6s.
Oh.
Okay.
These are fiery colours.
What's your save on your? What's the save they have to make?
It's just dex. I think.
Yeah, but what's the DC is based on your
whatever
spell
his,
power.
Spell save is 15.
Oh,
No, it's
2 of them rolled 14. So they failed. And 1 rolled 8. So all 3 of them failed. So it's 8d6 damage. As it is.
Just roll the sleeves up, Rod. 6,
Oh, a
6,
couple of 2s and
5.
3s.
I know a lot of 2s.
Small glowing sphere
27.
flies from his hand across the room.
There we go.
And it hits one of the creatures in the chest and erupts in a ball of flame 40 feet wide in the chamber. Everything is suddenly lit up in stark relief. You can see these creatures, each holding a bow and arrow with a sword on their back. How much damage did you say?
27.
Okay.
I might not be holding bows and arrows anymore.
Yeah.
So that
They
might
might be burning.
Burning.
They are on fire. Well,
Have they
they
dance?
No, it
And
doesn't
I'm
like
now
set
imagining
people on
the,
fire. It's just a.
Fire creatures.
But you can see that their bodies are burnt and they scream in pain.
Didn't look like it.
And all three of them fire at you.
Oh dear.
Well, they're unlikely to hit
Are
you.
they just shooting their bows?
At the moment,
They're only like 26.
My armor class is 24.
24. How do you get 24?
How do you get 24?
Tillium armor, flesh shield,
Cool.
+1 for being a priest of the Scion level, whatever I am.
I thought people at home might want to know. Right, so I have to roll a 20 to hit you then.
Forge. Bonuses for my Tillium
Oh,
armor.
Okay, 3 arrows bounce off your armor.
Not the forge with the evil people.
It's not
No,
Forge
that's
domain.
the domain of magic that he's of. Not
Oh, you know.
forgists. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a forge.
Not
you,
a
nearly got,
forgist.
you nearly got in the back of the head then.
Okay, and then 2 of them fire at you.
Well, as a follower of Abu Khan, knowing is half the battle.
That's 21, no, 2 21s, sorry.
2 21s definitely hit me.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
it's like a bow.
How much falling damage can you take?
Falling down, I think, before.
You're on the wall, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or you've just been shot. You've just been hurt. You might recoil in pain.
I might recall him.
or he might just grab on tighter because his splinters.
Well, actually, I might just pin me to the wall, and then I don't have to worry about anything at all.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll see.
Say how much damage it is.
That is 15 points of damage. 8 and a 7, I should say,
8 and
because you're
7.
probably going to evade one of them, or whatever it is.
Well, he can't if he's hanging onto a wall, can he?
Can kind of. He's got uncanny dodge, so
He's
you
a
just like.
resident ninja.
Yeah. He's a ninja.
I'll just make that 7, 8, 9. We'll make that 11.
Okay. 11 damage. And if you just make a roll.
Oh, I rolled really badly. 12.
Okay, you're fine.
After they make
No,
their
I rolled
attack,
3,
They're not finished.
and I
Yeah.
still couldn't fall.
And I was holding my
Turns-
action until the
And I
fire.
got
Okay.
shot twice.
Yeah.
Am I pinned
Yeah.
to the wall so I don't have to make any more of those
now we
rolls?
run forward. And then go for
No.
this in the next round.
No, because you evaded.
Yeah.
Okay. So one shot you. That's a 21.
Oh, it's
equals
armor
my
class.
armor class.
So that's a hit.
Are we getting blessed anytime
5
soon?
points of damage.
Oh no!
Saint,
Hello!
Not when I
15.
Yay! I'm fine.
Okay. And Lena, 6.
6 what?
That's a miss.
Okay.
To hit.
Was that
Okay.
damage?
So-
I got half attack.
What you couldn't see in the dark of the room was that they're all armed with longbows. But when the fireball went off, you saw that. Right. So now
We'll
you
run
held.
forward.
Didn't you hold your action?
We did, and so
Okay.
did he.
Okay.
So did I.
So, are you going to dash into hand-to-hand combat?
Yes.
Okay. So, number 1 got hit by Poot. 2, 3, and 4 haven't been hurt. 5, 6, and 7 have been hit by a fireball. Number 8 is standing there as he was.
You know,
I'm going to charge at 7.
I was also going to say 7.
Well, let's go for it,
Let's
mate.
double team him.
Okay.
I do like a bit of double teaming.
Cormic and
I've been waiting
Saint
for this day, Saint.
gone on there. Okay, cool. So you guys dash into combat. Right. So, as combat begins again, we have Saint.
What'd you go? That's my attack.
as combat begins again.
Sorry, the round.
Got an extra.
Oh no, sorry, we missed Lena and Ragnar. Okay,
Right.
sorry. Lena, your go.
So
Sorry.
I'm slightly
There's a big gap.
disappointed by the fact that they all have longbows.
I kind of left a big gap, like here.
Slightly disappointed by the fact they all have longbows
Yeah.
because I was just going to shoot the guy at the back. Now I'm like, maybe I should deal with them first.
Shoot the guy at the back.
I think I'm just going to
Shoot
shoot
the
the
guy
guy at
up
the
by
back
That's annoying.
Okay.
because you know if he has any kind of control over these creatures, then he might make them help him. And if I just shoot him, then well, I'm going to miss anyway. But optimism.
Okay.
Optimism.
Go for it.
So
Positive mental
Yeah.
attitude.
Do you
let's
hate
do
him?
this. I do hate him because he's people.
Yeah, these people.
And And because I'm now level 6,
Yeah.
I have a bonus to my favourite enemy stuff, and it
Cool.
now does an extra 4 damage if I hate you.
Nice.
Nice.
Excellent.
So
Go for
hopefully
it.
I'll hit him.
Do you get 2 attacks as well?
I believe that might be a thing.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Another die.
Ah!
So you get
Sorry.
advantage
No,
and
well.
2 attacks. Is that
Scared
right?
of that die.
Is it
Yeah.
advantage
What's
and
your-
2
Well,
attacks?
you know, it looks like it's made of.
It's fine. I'll get another
Golem
day. I
stuff.
can get another one.
Okay.
I've got a lot.
11. It's off to a good start, guys.
Plus
Plus stuff.
12
So,
or something.
well, I've got an attack bonus of 7,
Okay.
and then I've got, plus 4 of
Okay.
I hate things.
So that's 22.
4 is just to the
And then I've got plus 2 attack for ranged weapons, because I'm an archer.
Oh,
but
'cause
I
you got all
don't
weapons.
know if that
Is
was
that
added in
combat
somewhere else
stuff?
already or
No, it's
not.
not.
Okay, so numbers.
Okay.
Numbers happen.
You hit him. Did
Yes.
you beat 15?
Did you? Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
that's one then.
That's one.
Shall I do the other one
Yeah,
first?
roll the other one. Yeah.
More.
Okay. 2 hits.
Right.
Go for it.
Right, and damage is 1d8 plus 3, and then is that
So
plus
plus 7 with your thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
4? Yeah, okay, so there's my d8. Come on, d8. Is an 8,
50
Okay.
on the first one.
And the second one?
and the second one is 5.
Plus 4.
Okay,
Plus 4.
So
So
yes.
No,
9.
no, plus 7.
Yeah, it's plus 7.
Okay.
Plus 3 then.
Okay. So how much was that in total?
15
Roger.
plus 12.
15 plus
No,
12.
it's
27. Okay. The 2 arrows stick into the back of the robed figure
yay!
standing on the raised
He's
desk.
wearing Tillium armor.
And there's a scream
Oh.
in pain. Ah! Who disrupts me? You hear him bellow from across the room, and he turns around. He seems to be wearing some strange metal mask on his face, which is very smooth.
He's a dragon
It
priest.
just seems to be shining from across the other side of the room,
So
glinting.
yeah, these
in the
tricksy
light.
wizardy types doing magic and stuff. Turns out if you interrupt their spells, they don't go off so well. Also, they get annoyed with you. So swings and roundabouts, eh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Is anyone going to respond to his angry shout?
it's his
of,
go.
Well, we can't. It's his go.
It's his go. So, he is going to... Hang on, let me just check this.
Oh,
Something that involves.
You haven't got
Okay, guys,
arrows.
well, nice knowing you all.
You haven't got
So-
arrows that come back to you. You can just go retrieve. The arrows just pull
I
out, doing
was-
twice
that's
as much damage.
I have spent 2 arrows out of my 45, 65.
Now, he's going to turn... no, he's going to cast...
Oh, I have 12 Tillium arrows as well. I should remember that.
He reaches his hand out, and a small red orb flies out from his hand. Flies across the room.
At Lena!
At Lena,
Yay! I pissed him
who
off.
is standing near to Roger.
Oh, is this a fire?
Aurelian.
It is a fireball, and it explodes. You two make dexterity saving throws.
18 plus
Do I get some sort of thing on that?
19.
Ooh, 17 plus the numbers. What are the numbers? Dex. 3.
Yes.
20.
Okay, so you take half damage.
I take none.
I
None.
hate you.
Oh, because you got fire resistance.
resistance.
Ah, excellent.
You may have several. You want that one?
Okay, Lena,
Or that one?
here we go.
Oh. I'm about to get on fire.
So you take 13 points of fire damage.
Ow!
An explosion goes off.
Yeah, I
and,
got his attention, guys.
It kind of laps around Aurelian's armour.
The scion says no.
Yes. And
It's fine. I'm the tank.
he turns around and does some sort of action towards the pedestal. Right, back to the beginning. Saint, you have just run into combat. You're standing there with Cormac, facing this creature.
Yeah, advantage.
Oh, that's
So-
nice.
There you go.
First attack.
I'm sure my head.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So 17 plus 5 is 23 for the first one, and 15 for the second one.
Both hit.
I've got a D8. 5 and 6. So 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. You stab it twice,
Ta-ta!
and poke large holes in its body. It seems to be falling apart, and you can see that it's going to drop its longbow, and its other hand is going for its sword.
All right.
Next, it's Cormac.
Steal its sword.
I was gonna go for his knees if he's falling apart, or maybe I should go for his arm.
Both. You get to
That's true. Yeah, I'll try and do one on his one on each.
You notice that the arrowhead of the arrows it's going to fire is glinting red.
Ooh.
Metal.
Dang it, catch. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, first attack.
Lots.
Well, that's plus 9,
Does that mean
so
the
it's
arrows
21.
stick out of the Antillian ones?
Probably.
Natural 20.
You don't know
Natural
that.
20.
You don't know that.
So rich.
We have a critical hit.
We have a crit.
Oh, cool. So you double the dice and then add your modifier.
Break his legs, Cormac.
So on the first hit, which is to be the crit, I got 7 plus 6, 15 damage for the first hit.
Mhm.
And for the second one, 8.
Okay. You, as Saint thrusts, you come in and slash with your short sword.
Short sword.
Yeah. And you tear its body into pieces, and it kind of shatters. Its body falling apart. Black goo kind of sloughing out of it onto the floor, and it collapses in a kind of heap of bones and sagging flesh.
Nice.
It's dead.
I'm going
We
to
did it.
use my movement of the turn then.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to come back to move towards Bastard.
The next one?
No,
Oh,
No,
the
no,
guy on
no,
the other. Okay.
Disney man.
With
Okay.
Wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he's
far
about
is
60 feet away.
it? Alright, so I move towards him at 35.
Okay.
I'm 35, and now I'm going to action surge
Okay.
and charge at him and attack him.
Hey.
Okay.
Go
Cool.
Cormac.
As you approach, because he's a fighter, he's got action
Cool.
surge, so he gets another.
I
Comic
get an
smash.
extra turn.
As you approach him, you realise that the pedestal in front of him is kind of vibrating, and you can now see it. And he kind of turns with this kind of strange. You can see his eyes through this mask, but the rest is just smooth metal. These kind of weird, mad eyes staring at you in the darkness. And he kind of turns. You can hear a faint laughing from behind the mask.
I'm still going to hit him.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take his knees.
But I don't get advantage on this, do I? Because there's no one else in combat.
It's just
with him.
you.
No, it's just me. First hit is 19,
That's a hit.
and second hit is only a 14.
That is a miss.
Yeah. So one hit, times 11 points of damage.
Okay. You slash it across his face, and the metal mask on his face falls off as a leather strap holding it on snaps. You can see underneath his face is horribly scarred. You don't know how, you can't tell.
Yeah.
It doesn't look a burn,
Mhm.
but horribly kind of all torn up all
Mhm.
across his face. And he kind of screams at you, "Get back!" And his blood starts dripping down the side of his face and down his neck. And he kind of seems to be rearing up as if to do some sort of arcane action in your face.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
You know how I got these scars.
Okay.
It's the Phantom of the
Poot.
Opera.
I shall leap down from the wall
Okay.
and
That'll be your move.
I'll
You
do
just
down.
can you do your thing again?
And I'll just the same one.
Okay. Sure.
So shooting at the same one.
Sure.
17. So
20 something.
20
That's a hit.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. If you get over 14.
And that's 7 damage.
Okay. It screams in pain again and stares at you like almost some kind of one-on-one going on.
Really
Expensive arrows.
Expensive arrows. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, this is worth it.
Okay. Aurelian
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the dude.
on the dude. Okay. Cool.
Dude! 12 plus 19.
To hit.
Yes.
That is a hit.
Do you want some dice? What dice do you want? Oh, my dice on. I've got many.
Ooh, that's not bad. 6, 10, 18, 22.
22.
Okay. 22 radiant damage. And everyone that attacks me until my next turn gets advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. So you raise your hands in the air
And
grasp your symbol
my
of your
words
sign.
scream burn heretic and just launch this
Okay.
sunbeam of holy fire at him.
And it flies through the air, past two of the creatures, past Saint, past Cormac, and hits him square in the chest, taking him off the ground, and flying his body back through the air as it hits the wall and slides down, guts and blood pouring out of his chest, and his head slumps to his chin, slumps to his chest. There is smoke coming out of his body.
Bet you just snapped my arrows.
Don't worry, we'll get you some of those too.
There's a vicious scream from the creatures in the room.
Oh, they all die?
No.
Oh.
No, now they're enraged.
Yeah, we hit the enrage timer.
Yep. Take the boss down before the ads. It's all going to go wrong.
Without this crazy man standing between you and the pedestal, you can see that there are 5 crystals slotted into this in a pattern around the outside. Seems to have put some sort of black rod in the central hole, and there seems to be like a glowing, throbbing in the crystals that are dotted around the edges.
I think I know what I'm going to do next.
Oh, God.
Seduce the priestess.
Okay. Always.
Isn't that you?
Yeah. Hang on.
You always seduce
Hey.
the priestess.
They've been sitting next to each other for too long.
Hey, baby.
It's about time.
I know, she's a bit drunk.
Yeah. it's a
I
bit.
always like short men.
Okay, next it's. Oh no, Aurelian, you did that. It's the creatures.
Hairiness.
So
Grassy.
the 2 of them run towards you. They dash into combat with you.
Okay.
So Cormac's now over there. 2 of the burnt ones run into combat with Saint. And the 2 other non-injured ones run towards Aurelian, drawing their swords, dashing into combat.
Go with it.
I'm going to pick up arrows. This is cool.
And the last one fires an arrow at
Aw.
Poot. They're having a little range off.
Yeah.
My
Oh.
turn.
Poot's going to go and stick it with his big mighty sword. I rolled a 2. That
Oh.
missed.
Okay, so next it's Elena.
I shoot something. Preferably not one of these guys.
Okay, well there's only one that's not in close combat.
Who's... Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose that would make sense. I will shoot that one.
Okay.
And I get to shoot it twice.
Yes.
And they don't have the thing because that was on the guy who's now dead, so that's irrelevant.
Yep.
I may have missed that one.
No. Come on, you're like...
Oh no, you wanted 14, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. This is what happens when you start to get to like 6 to 8 level. You're quite confident.
You're
Oh.
really trying hard to
Oh,
miss.
this is, hang on.
Very
Right,
hard
so,
to miss.
so, 7.
Just as I say, you're quite competent. What did you roll?
15!
Oh, God. It's a hit.
Okay, so I
Two
have,
hits.
where's my
It's a hit.
D8 gone?
It's a fine hit.
Oh, yeah, 7
14.
plus some numbers, yep,
14.
and more.
Okay.
It's these specific.
Oh no, it's not, it's
Dice
13,
rolls.
my bad.
So 14 and
13 on the first one,
14
14 on the
first
first
one,
one.
13 on the second.
27.
so 27.
Yes.
Okay.
In
The
case
2
you-
arrows
in
go
case you
thunk, thunk, one in each eye,
Yeah.
and it falls over
Then it's
backwards,
back on the headshot.
hitting the floor.
All good.
Dead.
Sweet. I do
Right.
not retrieve those
The
arrows.
wizard is dead. Saint, 2 burnt creatures have run into combat with you.
Hadouken! 8 plus 5 is 13.
That is a miss.
Hadouken! And worth 14.
Oh,
14 hits.
Oh,
Actually, you did 13 and 14.
Hadouken! I do 7 damage.
Okay. You stab one of them as they run into combat with you. Cormac, you're next.
Right.
2 have come running up behind you screaming, so you're aware of them, so you turn to face them.
Yeah.
But they are 2 on 1.
Fair enough. I am going to shout because I know you've got this little blue crystal thing, don't you? I'm going to,
Yes, we've all seen it.
yeah, I will say, Saint, we need that blue crystal in the middle here.
God. Fine things.
And then I'm just going to stab stuff.
Okay.
Are they both equally uninjured?
Yes, they look fresh as they can do,
All right.
considering they're kind of nasty risen creatures.
I'm going to pick one who I'm going to call Bernard.
Bernard.
No.
Hang on.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
after
yeah,
your
no,
old-
no,
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't like Bernard.
Yeah, you
Okay.
ended up not liking Bernard.
No, do we not like Bernard?
Not
Okay.
anymore.
Okay, fine. Bernard gets hit once and
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Okay.
And this plus 12. So 22 points of damage.
Okay. So you slash Bernard.
Yeah.
Twice
Bernard.
across his. As you look at him, he does look slightly like Bernard.
I
You
wonder
travelled with
where
for a
he
while.
ended up.
And big slashes appear across his body, and black ooze starts to come out. Great. Right. Next we have Hoot. Your one that you were shooting at is dead.
Yes.
And you can see two have run into close combat with Aurelian, who's very close to you.
Yeah.
And then two are fighting Saint, who's kind of halfway in the room. And then two are fighting Cormac at the far end of the room.
I am going to run towards Saint
Okay.
and use my unseen servant to, my hand,
Mage hand.
my mage hand,
Yep.
to relieve the Tillium sword from the dead.
Oh, the dead one on the
Yeah.
floor. Okay.
So yeah, I shall remove the sword,
Okay.
and bring it to me whilst I'm running towards Saint. And if I get there enough to attack them, fine. If I don't, then
Sure. As you pull it out, it kind of glints as it flies through the air towards you. And you can see that it's not pure Tillium. So there's like a mix in the steel. And you're running into combat.
that's
You're
fine.
sort of moving up.
Yeah. But that means that I'll
You-
be
yeah,
there.
that's your action doing
so
the
they
mage hand.
so they won't have advantage.
Sure.
Will they?
Indeed. Absolutely. Next, it's Aurelian and the creatures. So, would you like to go first, Aurelian?
Oh, I'm going to hit one.
Okay.
Or 21.
That's a hit. A fine hit.
Oh, 22, sorry.
An even finer hit.
It's the sword. It's the sword.
Star sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
The star sword, get in! Ha ha!
13.
Okay. 13 points of damage. You crash this kind of strange sword. Remember, it was kind of slightly unforged, slightly meteoric, into the creature. And there's a lightning crackle, spark against it. And it screams in intense pain.
Wonderful.
Music.
And it seems to have done more of an impact than you thought.
I was expecting.
Okay. Then it's their go. So two of them are going to attack you with advantage. So the first one. 23. I think that's. Hang on.
So close!
Yeah, 23. And the second one. 9. Okay. 2 on Cormac with advantage. 23.
I use my reaction and cast Shield. And there's a blinding flash of light and a huge gust of wind.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my armor class is now 26.
I have
You
to
just
roll a
wanted
20.
that one up, didn't you?
I have to roll a 20 now. That is not a 20. Okay,
How do
so
I
the
do
other one
that?
misses you.
It's a spell which is a reaction, which is you basically just get +5 to your armor class until the end of your next.
And if someone
until the
shoots you
start
with
of your next
magic
turn.
missiles, they miss.
If someone, if it's a magic missile attack, they just miss. But you can only cast it if you can see your attacker.
There you go.
Saint, 2 creatures attack you,
Yes.
but not with advantage because Hoot has arrived. So first one is a 17, and the second one is a 7.
The 17.
Okie doke. That is. Just check their damage bonus. So that's 6 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
Okay. Lena.
I have had a really bad idea.
Okay.
These guys have totally got this covered.
Yep.
I want to know how I makes it doing in the other room.
Okay. Take you
There's a
probably
huge thing.
4 or 5 rounds to get
How long is a round in actual time?
like 6 seconds.
And it would take me 4 or 5 rounds.
No, if you're dashing.
Yep.
63. So 3 rounds
Because like I'm
to
fairly
get to the
convinced,
entrance to their
surprisingly,
We got this.
that
sorted.
we've got this.
Okay.
Whereas I know that there were 40 something of them,
Sure.
and like 30 of us.
Big evil
So I
pedestal
might
looking
go and
thing
see
at the
if they're
back.
okay.
Okay.
And by the sounds of things, it'd be quicker for me to actually go and look than to do anything else. So
Okay.
I will do that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go check on the others. Bye.
Okay.
Do you
Cool.
say that?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because otherwise you would have just fled and be like,
Where's Lena gone?
Where the fuck is
Yeah.
she
Did
going?
anyone see her?
She just said bye. That does sound like fleeing.
Right, me.
Yep.
Hadouken!
Fine, I'm gonna check on Tom.
17.
That's a
Hit.
hit.
Now, can I do the
Whatever
damage
that was.
now?
Yep.
In case I
Great
kill
bit.
one.
Sure.
Attack the other. So.
Yep.
Where's the good? 11 damage.
Oh.
And
You
the next one.
stab that
attack.
one.
Oh, missed.
Cormick.
Bernard, you're gonna die now.
Taking out. You and Bernard did have a bit of an argument before, so you're taking out your previous frustration.
So that was 20.
Okay, that's a hit.
And it was an 8, so that's only going to be 17.
That's a hit. Only 17.
Well, I should do one at a time, really.
That
Okay.
could
should-
be.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is 11,
Okay.
and the next one, if it doesn't die, is 8.
It is now dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Rip
Okay.
Bernard.
Can I spit on its corpse?
That is your bonus action. No. Yeah, you can.
That's
Yeah, you
fine.
can.
I want a big globule if it's going to be my bonus
massive
action.
loogie.
I want like a proper retching.
Okay.
You just end up throwing up.
You just do a little spit.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
Next is Poot. You are next to.
And you get advantage.
You now get advantage
Oh, get in.
because Saint killed one of them. So you get your sneak attack damage.
Yeah.
It's a backstab
Oh.
sneak attack advantage here.
Okay, so that's very good. So, 8.
Did you get 14?
Can I use my luck?
Yes, you can use your luck.
Better.
I hit him.
Okay.
I'll do him
Oh.
23 points of damage.
Okay. You
And with my
kill it.
other
Run it through,
my
and
other
it slides off your rapier.
with my other.
With your other
You
attack,
make sure.
unfortunately, you give it another stab.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else in range of you.
But you can move.
You can move. You could move into range of one of Aurelian's ones and stab that one with your dagger.
I cannot.
Because you get your move.
Yeah, wait.
Your offhand is a bonus
Yeah.
action.
Okay, I'll do that.
You break him up.
So that's 14.
That's a hit. Do you want to hit the one that Aurelian's been hitting or the other one?
Now the one he's been hitting.
Okay. Just dagger though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just Tillian.
He hasn't got
It's
advantage.
just Tillian dagger.
Okay.
So that's
Nearly went in the cup.
That's a 4. It did only go in the cup.
4
That's
3.
you don't, it's your offhand, so you don't get your
No, you don't get
ability
that.
modifier.
Yeah. So it's just 4 plus. It's a Tillian dagger. So
Okay.
plus 1.
plus 1, so
5.
5. Okay. So it screams in horrible pain. Its dagger seems to do a lot more damage than you thought it would.
Is it dead?
No.
many left?
Aurelian and the creatures. So we've got 1 on Cormick, 2 on Aurelian still. One of which is fresh.
23.
Was.
That's a hit. Are you going to hit the fresh one or the injured one?
Injured one.
Where did that go?
Someone.
It wasn't in the cup.
Oh, that was great.
Getting excited.
That wasn't that dice you needed.
No, it wasn't
No.
that dice. That dice
I
is
just
rubbish.
thought since that one's misbehaving.
Can you double the lightning damage?
That was like misbehaving.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's got really cool numbers.
So 4 lightning damage.
Okay.
Old school.
10 normal.
Okay. It explodes as the Star Sword strikes it, and there's the spark of
Ew.
lightning. Its body explodes away from you, covering Poot.
I'm not in the room. Yes.
Do I get a dodge? Do I get to try and get out of the way?
Yeah, you've got your evasion. It's just a Constitution saving throw.
14.
Yes, fine. We're looking for dice. So the creatures go. Okay. There is one on Cormac, who rolls a 23.
Hits, sure.
Oh, comic is so depressed.
I thought it was
How did
ten
someone hit
million.
me?
Special
You
magic
got shield on.
shiny trap.
Well, no, but
it's only,
but
one,
they,
it's only one round.
yeah, it's only one round.
Ah.
You cast it as a reaction.
It's only for that.
Yeah, I think it's only for that. Give me two
Oh,
seconds.
doesn't it
The
say that?
GM saying you
All
can have
attack.
it. Take
Okay.
it.
Take the hit.
I'll
Anyway.
take it then. I'll take
And
it.
one on Aurelian. Was an 11.
You or it does.
Okay.
Yeah, duration 1 round. So there you go. Yeah, you lost.
So who's is next?
So it hit you.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 points of damage.
How dead are you?
Actually, those bowmen
very
were really
difficult.
good with those bows. I mean, I took some serious damage from those bows.
Right, next, Lena.
Don't
You
rest.
used
Lena,
to get hit.
it's your first round. No, you did 1 round of moving.
Yep.
This
Still
is your
running.
second round of moving.
Running.
Okay. Back round to the beginning. Saint.
Hello.
There's no creatures in front of you.
Oh, good.
There's one fighting Cormac a bit further in front of you.
By the
I didn't
pedestal.
hit that one.
I did shout at you to go and sort out.
You will need to dash to get there in 1 round.
Hadouken!
And then you'll be able to attack next turn.
Oh, right. Oh, you get advantage.
Because it's
on
quite
this.
far.
This is going to be messy.
Cormac.
Advantage on it. Hits. It's 19.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
and hits again.
Oh, that's
22 points of damage.
Ooh.
Not bad.
okay. You give it 2 hacks, tearing parts of its body off. Black goo dripping onto the floor. Poot, you're there next to the one with Aurelian, so you got advantage. And therefore, your sneak attack damage on your rapier,
So,
which I think you've hit.
yeah. So that one hits my jacket. Uh, 18, 21.
Okay. As you're standing there fighting it, a rapier point comes through the middle of its body in front of you, and then slides back out as you see Poot giving a savage thrust.
I've seen it.
Who hasn't? Sun's a shag. Sorry, Poot's a shag. Aurelian and the creatures. So Aurelian, you go first.
So I didn't kill it then.
No, because it was fresh. Yeah.
20 something.
That's a hit.
Ooh, it said. Ooh.
So a double lightning damage?
Yes.
8 lightning damage.
Yep.
And 10 normal.
Okay. Screams in pain, parts of its body tearing off as the lightning crackles when you hit it with the Star Sword. It attacks you back, however. Oh no, hang on. It goes for Poot because he just tried to scupper
Yeah, but it
him.
goes back to
Well, he's now in,
Oh, yeah,
it's
okay.
you're moving around and stuff, so it's not. He doesn't stand there and go, "Oh, it's on behind me."
Because I had advantage. So do I get to do my offhand attack?
But your dagger missed.
Well, yeah, but I get advantage. So I get to roll 2d20, not 1.
Yeah, but you rolled for your rapier and your dagger, didn't you?
Yeah, I hit one and missed one.
Oh, you do get advantage
get
on your
advantage
dagger,
on-
yes.
on my
Sorry.
dagger.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's okay.
it.
Right, it goes to he. Okay, that is a 17. Is that it?
Shield!
Oh, you've got that as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So
Oh!
a white sort of
Dildo from
icy like
it would definitely be
forms
something.
over the top, a bit like.
Elsa.
Yeah.
Just I've watched that about
Princess
50
now.
times recently because Last just got into that. So, anyway, okay. Let's not sing the song because then we have to pay royalties. We don't have any money. Okay.
Actually,
So-
I think if it's less than 10% of the song, you're okay.
Anyway, I don't want to tempt fate, and YouTube will do stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other one attacks Cormac with a 10.
Miss.
Okay.
Finally.
Right. Lena, you do your last round of
running.
movement. So next turn you'll
Huh?
be,
I thought you killed it.
Somewhere.
and I'll describe that to you in a minute. Saint, you can, now that you're up close, you can see the pedestal. You can see there are 5 crystals in it, and they are thrumming.
I'll stab the man.
Okay.
16.
That's a hit.
And second one, natural
Get
one.
advantage. So roll that again.
I'll roll that again.
Yep.
Miss. So, where's my D8? Bam! 6.
Okay.
Were you just checking the turtle just to make
Turtle
sure?
just moved.
Alright.
It's a tortoise.
Tortoise, sorry.
Tortoise,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's not a turtle.
Everyone at home, we
Someone
have
has
a
a tortoise
tortoise.
in here. Anyway,
Not a churro.
okay, so you stab it. Cormac, you'll go. You have advantage.
I may stab it.
Very well.
I am going to do 1 strike towards its knees,
Okay.
and then if that succeeds, try and take its head off the other.
Unless
Okay.
the knee shot kills it.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do a double strike. I'm
Okay.
still going to hit him in the head. First one I get. It was both 5s, so 14.
That's a hit.
And then the second one with more than that, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, 8. That's for its knees, and then 8. 16 altogether.
Okay. You slash its knees, and its left one buckles, and it drops to one knee in front of you. And its head kind of lifts up, and you bring your short sword across its neck, and its head flies across the room, spinning and sort of flicking black goo.
Does it hit poop? Please let me. I want to hit poop.
No.
please.
Oh,
It
I'm so
hits-
far
It
away!
hits the mage's body
Oh.
over in the corner, bounces off him, and that creature is dead.
And then I want to say, Saint, take the centre thingy out and put in your blue stick. Please.
It's Pootsko.
Please.
You're fighting the one that's next to Aurelian.
Alright,
You have advantage.
okay, I will.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I was just doing
So, that one hit. That one will miss. So, you can have 22 points damage.
Okay. You jump up and run your rapier through the back of its head, and it comes out of its mouth. As you slide your blade out, it collapses to the floor dead. Combat ends as all the creatures are destroyed.
I pull out the black thing.
Okay, you pull out the black rod.
I shall pick up some swords.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I get bonuses for that.
Oh, he rolled a 19.
19
Nice.
plus 3 is 22.
Okay, you only take half damage.
Woo, you killed me, you dick!
So you take 3 points of psychic damage.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I'm going
Okay.
to recover
Quite
the
interesting.
swords.
37, sure. I have the stick. What is the
So
stick?
you pull the black rod out, and as you're holding it in your hand, you feel the great darkness that you felt before in the temple surrounding you again. The hands clamouring for you in the dark. You feel in your pocket a small thing vibrating, and it's becoming more earnest in your pocket.
I take the blue one out and put that in instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you saw in one of your visions, the crack in the darkness of the eye staring through with the blue rod, you take it out and you move it towards the pedestal. As you do, it's almost as if your hand has to move through thick water, through goo, through porridge, to reach the top of the pedestal, and you slide the crystal in.
Yep.
Lena, you
I
arrive.
have been running, and
You've been running.
not necessarily even looking at the ceiling, and something jumps out and gets me.
No.
Yes.
You've been running, and you get
Zorel's giant head.
to an entranceway, to a large, natural, sort of weird chasm in under the ground, like a natural fault underground. You can hear running water, and you can hear pitched battle. And as you run in, you see that the minor hostages have risen up as the soldiers have come in, and they are fighting the Collectors Guild. But in the strange darkness, half darkness, and I'll tell you why it's half darkness in a moment, you are confused about who is who, and there seems to be a movement of people and shadows and shades of blue. Above you, in the ceiling of the chasm, is a large blue egg, the size of a horse.
What, above the fighting?
Above, in the ceiling, in the natural rock face of the ceiling. And you see a drip come off of it. It falls down to the air, blue light coming with it. It hits the top leaves of a large oak tree that is growing out from between two boulders. And there, beneath it, there is a strange blue light coming from, you can't see where, but from around the bottom of this tree. And there are people fighting around it. You can hear Tarn Brudbern going, "We're pushing them back, men. We're getting... Fight! Fight like your life depends on it. Come on!" Yes, it does.
It's just what people say in these situations.
It is. It
No,
is.
I think actually he might be accurate.
Yes. And you can hear the clash of steel, of people screaming. You hear people dying in the room as you enter. And you have... sort of take this all in, and you're like,
try and
whoa!
work out what's going on.
And you hear a rumble behind you.
Yay.
As you put the crystal into the pedestal, the crystal, the black rod was kind of sticking out about that much. The blue crystal goes in and then slowly starts to slide into the pedestal. And the 5 crystals that are also in the pedestal slide down into the crystal. And as they reach the top of the smooth surface of the pedestal, it's almost as if the tilium of the pedestal seals over the top of it. And the pedestal then starts to slide into the ground. And as it does, you feel rumbling.
Definitely activated something.
And I'm like, why no.
And the red light that's thrumming up these kind of crystalline veins through the walls starts to pulse faster.
Are we in a spaceship? Oh god.
We're on planet.
You're over here. No. That's Traveller. Watch it. And yes, this pedestal starts to slide down into the ground, almost like liquid metal disappearing, sort of slipping away.
I was saying, oh shit.
Perhaps we should leave.
I'm gonna stay. It might be fun. Can I have a drink?
Yep.
Thanks.
You notice,
Ah!
as you're watching this pedestal slide down, you notice now that on the floor behind the desk there is a book.
Instruction manual.
I'll pick it up and open it with disdain on my face.
You flip it open,
Whilst drinking.
and some of the drawings inside of it remind you of the drawings that you saw in Ochet's manual. The Magi that you fought with the Collectors Guild
Where the
beneath
statue
Iron
was.
End, where the statue was.
Have we just raised a golem?
It looks very similar.
You might have.
And the ground starts to shake.
That wasn't even 5 minutes, guys. Come on. I'll leave you alone for literally like 30 seconds.
Okay. You're gathering swords.
Can I?
You turn around and Poot's like holding like 8 half tilium
Can I,
blades. So
read
they're
it?
kind of exquisite,
Gorilla this
exquisite
thing.
swords.
I'm gonna flip through the book. I'm standing
But
right next to it.
Saint's got the book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm standing
So
right
you're going to
next
just
Saint.
like flip a few pages.
Yeah. See if anything.
You kind of flip through and it rests on a page where there's a pedestal with a black rod and an arrow pointing a hole in the top of the pedestal. And then there's some writing below. And you see the word golem.
They were trying to make some good.
I was going to say, I think they were trying to raise a golem with the black thing. Where's the black thing, Saint?
I have no idea.
Oh. Saint's got a black...
The crack in the ground shifts suddenly, as if some great force under the ground is exerted upon it. You feel that in the other room, and that's the kind of shudder, the groan and the rumble that you feel in the ground. And half the people in the room suddenly are shocked, and a few fights turn sort of fortune, but you can see as you move into the room that the great spears are doing a fine job
So
of.
the ones that stopped fighting
Yep.
are
Mostly the miners.
the ones that weren't expecting
Yeah.
things to
Anything.
happen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That gives me a better idea of who's who.
Yes. Yes.
Once I have my swords, I shall hurry off to the other room.
Okay.
Um,
Luke's collecting swords and running out of the room. Aurelia, you're gathering up arrows and gear and stuff.
Well, I've initially been gathering an Utillium to hand.
Okay.
yeah.
Rob everyone.
Okay.
Can we go
So
and
you-
explore
So
You may
the
not have
I
all
will
the
say-
swords. Aurelia might have a
Man
couple
of
of them.
the
So
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give them to
Do I notice the arrows?
yeah, the arrows are lying. There's a couple lying on the floor that
Oh,
bounced off
also
your armor.
better than my shield.
I'm gonna inspect the guy, the mage person.
Okay.
Who's got that beast head on him?
He has in his pocket a.
Golden ring.
No. He has a wand in his pocket. Some strange twisted black rod.
I will
Not give it to Saint.
not give it. I will take it, and keep it about my person. It's not hidden, but you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Down your trousers. Okay, cool.
I said not hidden.
In your belt.
And now we
You
should
can go.
foxtrot Oscar.
Okay.
Does it look like
The ground is starting to shake. Everyone make dexterity
Yeah.
rolls who's in this room.
Shall we go?
Ooh, 14.
Plus
17.
Dex. Only 14.
14.
14. Rocks are falling from the ceiling as this rupture in the room opens up and the room starts to split in the middle, sliding apart. Rocks falling through. You guys get struck by falling rocks. Take 2
Isn't it
points.
acrobatics to jump out of the way?
That's a dexterity saving.
I'm assuming we would notice that things are beginning to fall.
Oh yes, I mean it's like starting to get, crumble, crack, fall
This is
apart.
the enchanted shield that I'm carrying
Yes.
going above my head.
Okay.
As I choose it for the door.
And we choose it for the door.
You run out of the door.
So do
You
take
guys
damage?
start running towards. They took damage. You didn't, because you made your save. Okay, so you're standing in the room. You spot a few collectors guild, and you watch as the great spears and your soldiers take control of the chamber, and a large gout of water suddenly erupts from further up the chamber in the chasm as some earth moves and releases some sort of underwater river. You see it splash down past the tree. Although you can't see what's at the foot of the tree, you see this water flow past it and then spread down the room, and it's kind of this shining, beautiful, clear blue.
So in a kind of similar glowy goodness as the other stuff that we've come across.
Yes. Yes. And it kind of flows across the room.
Yes, it's that one.
And then things start falling out of the sky.
Yeah, that's okay.
And people start running towards you. As they have defeated their enemies, they start to head towards you, and they're like, get out of here, get out of here, what are you doing, what are you doing? And everyone starts running, and the miners are like confused, seem to be stuck underground for a while, so they're a bit dazzled.
Let's go,
There are
guys!
less soldiers than you had when you entered. There are 5 of yours remaining, and 9 Great Spear soldiers. Romilda Great Spear has fallen. That Tom Brudbern comes out with his arm is kind of, he's holding it against his body. He's like, one of the bastards got me good. Right, let's get out of here. Where are the others?
They're coming.
We're fleeing, yeah.
Oh,
we're leaving.
right.
They're already dead.
Okay, so you guys start to head out of the tunnel.
Judging by the state of the place, do I think that this whole room is going to come down on itself?
Probably.
Do I therefore think that I have enough time to attempt to, I don't know, grab my...
You think you would have enough time to go and scoop up
Yeah,
a canteen full
because
of...
this is obviously a good place.
It is a good place.
And
There's something
that
good growing
and
in
this and the whole thing
Mhm.
is gonna is just counteracting all of what was in the other room that we were in, and it
Yes.
would be a real shame to not be able to
there. Okay, you run
save it.
And then
You
there was
run.
half of it.
dart across, jumping from rock to
Yeah.
rock,
Ignoring
With your
difficult
canteen.
terrain.
ignoring difficult terrain. But everyone makes dexterity saving throws.
Ooh, less than I got last time. So I'll
DC
take
15.
some more damage.
Yeah, more damage. How much damage?
Yep.
2
Oh.
15 exactly.
You got 15 exactly.
I rolled a 14.
Oops. Yeah, that was worse. I'll just stick with the.
I'm just
Look,
being
that's a
humbled. Despite
14.
being tiny,
So you
I'm
guys-
continually
Yeah,
getting
we
hit.
found again.
Okay.
I'll just, yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah,
You made
that's
it. You made it.
Oh, well, yeah, rolled.
fine. Yeah, that was something else.
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
You guys take 2 each, you three. Half damage.
As I run past, I poke Brudbern and deals 11 wounds.
Ah! Ooh!
You can heal me if you like.
You can heal yourself. You've got some orbs. I'm not there.
Smorgs?
I can heal
Smorgs?
I don't know who's smorgs. I just saw it.
You
go,
saw me get shot with like 2 arrows
No, I
sticking
didn't.
out.
You were behind me on the ceiling.
I'll let
It's
you.
a fair argument.
So you start running.
Yeah.
You head out the
If-
corridor.
If there are any people limping and not being able to
Lena
keep
I'm
up,
not
seems to
anywhere
be
near
not
death or anything.
with the soldiers. She went, Lena. Who's doing that?
Alright, I will stop. Where's
Annoying.
Lane?
let's run back the other way.
Okay, you make it to the pool. You dip your canteen into the water, and as your hand goes into the water, you're healed of any wounds.
Sweet. That's handy.
You feel your hair grow longer.
What? You know that weird wizardy shit.
I swear that some of the creases around the corners of your eyes smooth out,
It's a fountain of youth.
and you scoop up a canteen of this water, and you seal it up,
I'm gonna help for the door.
and then rocks are like falling out of the sky, and you run for the door.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Okay,
There's not like anyone who's really kind of not dead, but should probably not be here. That's
not that you can tell. Make a perception roll if you want to have a quick look around as you go.
saving any stragglers. 16 plus some stuff for perception.
Unfortunately, it seems
18
that
plus
between the combat and rocks falling out of the
everyone's
sky.
either dead or gone.
Yeah.
Good, that's fine.
So you run to the door, and you see a couple of the guys waiting for you.
Okay,
Go,
we're going.
go.
Come on.
Okay,
Let's go.
and you
Let's go.
keep running, and you get to the entranceway for the ramp that will lead you up. Everyone make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, freaking heck. Got to pass one.
No,
Nope.
failed.
Failed.
We're not very dexterous,
No.
are we?
Well, you're both
I'm
drunk.
actually really
Okay.
dexterous.
You three take 6 points of damage. You two take
Jesus.
3 points of damage.
This is the most damage I've had.
Rocks are falling from every rock face. There's crumbling going on.
Let's bring another one next
The
time.
ground itself is moving. There are cracks appearing in the ramp that you can see in front of you, and you guys all start. The soldiers are already going up it, and you guys start running up after them.
I'm going to use second wind.
Okay. Good
So
job.
you make your way halfway up, and rocks are now falling in from around the edge, and you feel almost like the whole earth itself is slipping downwards. Everyone make dexterity saving throws.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
Cast bless.
You're going to bless. Okay.
How many people?
Pass. I go for that.
Yeah, I still didn't pass.
Wait, it's going to cast bless before.
I'm just seeing
Oh,
how many
okay.
people I can affect.
Your roll will still count, but you might get the option to have a d4.
Oh, well, then I think I'm doing the other way. Just. That proficiency bonus is quite handy.
Yeah.
Stupid, really, because I have strength saving throws.
Okay, right, so
Yeah, because you're a fighter.
so other than Lena, who else waited?
I waited with you.
Alright, so I will bless myself, Lena, and
Cormac. Okay. Right. So you get a d4
an additional D4. Yeah.
Okay. that you can add to saving throws.
Oh, that's come in handy. I was currently on
Yeah.
14.
Hey! Cool.
I actually passed this one then.
Okay. So
It's good you blessed.
everyone pass?
I
Yeah.
pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Okay.
passed
So you'll
one.
Wow,
pass.
you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like really.
So everyone takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage as rocks fall. You twist your ankle on as on the ramp as it.
I'm
You know,
holding my
things are
shield
dropping.
over my
Oh,
head.
yeah,
like
it's
that.
all, it's all coming
I'm
down.
moving you over my
Dexterity saving throws, I'm afraid.
And I say
Shield
stop
on my head,
when you
my
just
head as well.
When did it go?
Yeah. but it's all just
I'm
rattling around you. And you guys run up to the top of the pit and keep going. The soldiers in front of you are running.
Yeah,
And you can see now that the temple of Usain and the temple of Abutar are tilting towards you. As the ground around you, the whole strip mine itself seems to be sinking down into the ground. And you are running up now a slope which wasn't there before. But luckily, the wooden planking that was there before gives you some purchase. And you make your way up between the two temples to that kind of muddy square that was there before. You stop, and there's an almighty crack in the earth. There is a massive explosion. You turn around, and the whole of Leron's pit is crumbling in on itself. A huge plume of smoke and dust and ash rising into the sky, which most people can probably see from wherever they are, as it's kind of trailing high and high and high into the sky. You guys are covered in soot and ash, and the ground starts to crumble in more and more, worse than High Star. The hills around you themselves are collapsing, and the village seems to be on the verge of a precipice which is growing.
Get to the Golem Road.
Keep running.
That won't
Okay.
fall over.
So you run to the station.
Yeah.
Where's
All the
priest of
soldiers are
Abaddon?
like, the priest of Abutar is waiting at the train station. Yep. And all the staff from the canteen.
Well,
They're like,
the thing is, I
and
figured
the blacksmith.
that
He was
they'd
having
have
a
gone.
break earlier on.
I figured that they'd have gone, but he was very kind of like, you know,
Now he seems to be sitting there quite calmly. And you all clamber on to the Aeromancer carriage. And the magic is summoned and the sails fill. And it starts to move away from the station. And as you do, the ground crumbles further, even now reaching to the green pastures and parts of the hill where you see small sheep tumbling into the crevasse that is opening up around you in this foothills of the Verge Mountains.
Poor sheep.
And as you watch, a huge crack suddenly splits across the landscape, flying up the side of one of the mountains that you can see in front of you. And you see vast avalanches crumble down the side of the mountain. And it tears through the ground past the Aeromancer carriage. And the ground around you collapses. But the Golem Road stays stationary in midair. And the Aeromancer carriage flies along the Golem Road, pushing away from Leron's
Oh
pit.
dear. Put the blue thing in the thing, you said.
I thought it'd be fun.
And we'll end it there.
Hey!
Well done.
well, I'm not dead.
Hey.
You're not dead.
I wore my t-shirt and everything.
Yes, you did. Congratulations, guys. Your characters can all level up
Yay!
for season 3 when we get around to that. So, good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed that. That is the finale to season 2 of 5 Cities. We're going to take a little break from D&D for a while. We're going to do a bit of Warhammer alongside our Traveller show. So keep an eye out for that. So hopefully you've enjoyed 5 Cities, and we'll be bringing it back to you later in the year. But please like, comment and subscribe. Check out our other videos, and we'll see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.